Thanks, Natalie.
Awesome. All right, let me share my screen. There we go. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yeah, that looks good.
Brilliant. Awesome. Hey, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us in the morning. It's very early for a presentation this morning, so really appreciate your attention here. My name is Natalie, as Laura said. I am the Grad Experience Advisor here at Xero, so I help get grads into our program every year. I've been here for about 6 months, loving every minute of it. Before I was at Xero, I was doing grad recruitment for another business as well, and I just really enjoy working with junior talent. I just think that you guys are going to be running the world later, and to be part of your journey is just my dream. So to kick off, I would love to go over a little bit about what I'm keen on doing, what we're keen on doing this session. I've got Ewan on the line here as well. I'll be running through a bit about Xero, a bit about what we do here, more about the grad program and what that will be like. And then I'm going to do a Q&A with Ewan, who is a UC grad as well. So we'll be sharing all sorts of insights with him about any kind of advice that he would give, or any tips that he has, and then we'll open it up for a Q&A for everyone else to join in if you have any questions. So to kick off, just a little bit about Xero. You might have seen us in action if you do have family or friends who have small businesses, but at a very high level, Xero is a cloud-based platform that supports small business owners by automating a bunch of their business admin so they can focus on what they do best. So our platform makes it really easy for business owners to track their finances. So anything from paying bills, claiming expenses, paying their employees, the list really does go on. But I think what's really great is that Xero has been created to be cloud-based. So owners can access all of their financial data from wherever they are, from any device, without being tied to any single computer. Personally, that sort of stuff is great. Like, I love knowing about what a business does, but for me, I love knowing about what the purpose is, because that really connects what our missions are and what our goals are. And so for Xero, our purpose is to make life better for people in small businesses, their advisors, and communities around the world. So if you're familiar with running a small business, the amount of time that gets eaten up getting financials right is just unbelievably complicated. And so our role is just trying to simplify that for people and be really insightful and give information that can help grow a business, as opposed to just spitting out information back at our customers. It is such a strong part of our day, because this is the sort of stuff that gets you up and gives you purpose in the morning and inspires us to do really great work. So a bit more about our business. We actually started in 2006, and we started as a 4-person team in a Wellington apartment, and we've now grown to having over 4,000 people globally committed to our purpose here at Xero. So even though we help small businesses, we are definitely not a small business at this time. We also hit a huge milestone last year with getting over 3 million subscribers onto our platform. So that means we're, in over 180 countries, you'll find someone somewhere using Xero for their business. Yeah, I think one thing that stands out to me about Xero is our values. They're quite unique to our business, and they're unique in terms of how we use them. So we're not a business that just chucks our values up on the wall and calls it a day. These really highlight how they're throughout all the decisions we make. Every time we make a decision, we run through the values to make sure that we're making the right call for our people and for our customers here. So these are our values. The ones that most of them are pretty self-explanatory. I think the one that maybe could use a little bit more elaboration is human and also beautiful. The human value to me is that, we make mistakes, we grow, we change, but we always assume the best intent in everyone. And we're very open about sharing our journey and bringing our whole selves to work. So that's really important, that we are that inclusive community, that people don't feel like they have to hide themselves or feel like they can't share parts of themselves. But if, we're all human and we're all on that journey together. And for beautiful, it means going that extra mile to making products that we're really proud of, rather than just doing the bare minimum here. And you're kind of supported in doing that as well. So that's kind of really special. In my opinion, it's really special to me anyway. So a bit about our junior talent programs. We've got a grad program starting in 2023. So that's in February. Applications are currently open, but they close this Friday. So if you are interested, please hop onto our website and have a look at all the roles that we have on to offer. We've got roles in software engineering, we've got data grads, we've got design research, IT support, human resources. We got a ton of grad roles available, and it's all on our website. So if you do want to have a look, you're more than welcome to pop on. But again, yeah, applications close this week. So please, if you are interested, get in touch with me or hop onto our website and have a look. Our program, as I said, starts next year in February, and it runs for a full year, but you are a permanent employee from day one. So we don't love you and leave you at the end of the year. You stay on as a grad. So you stay on as an employee at Xero, you're just no longer a grad. You get an associate role after the grad program. Our roles are across Auckland and Wellington too. So yeah, we do have a really great community of about 1,000 people in our Wellington office, and about 900 in our Auckland office. So you have tons of support and tons of people that you can rely on there. So we also have an internship. So this starts in November and finishes around February. It is a 3-month paid internship over the summer break. We run it all through with Summer of Tech. So if you haven't heard of them, they're a really great resource just to get yourself a internship at the end of the year anyway. We are looking for penultimate students only for this, because I think the ideal flow for us is having someone start as an intern, and then after the internship, I think the intention is always to offer someone a grad position so that they can do their final year, knowing that they've secured themselves a grad role and they don't need to stress about finding a job while completing their year of study. So that's kind of why we look for penultimate year students. You get to work in real teams on real products. So we're not giving you a fake intern product. You really get to know what it's like to work to have that work experience, and all that stuff is so valuable and really puts your skills and applies them into real life situations, which is wonderful. And yeah, across Auckland and Wellington too, just got amazing resources there. So a bit about the recruitment process. So this year we're doing something a little bit different. We're no longer screening any CVs, portfolios, cover letters, all of that. So the whole intention of doing that is because we are hiring for your potential, and everybody's got, and at a grad level, we're not really looking for any specific working experience that you have. So we've kind of identified that we don't really need to screen your CVs and screen your cover letters. So if that's a blocker for you to apply, you just need to fill out a really quick form that just goes through our eligibility criteria. Just making sure that you are able to legally work and that you haven't had more than 12 months of experience. And then on top of that, just that you are able to start full-time next year. This is for the grad program, by the way. And from there, you'll do a values assessment. So as I said, our values are not just written on the wall, they're very important to us. So this assessment kind of evaluates your alignment to our values and how they have shown up for you. The next step is a behavioral assessment and a technical assessment, which is done together. And it's really important that we've done them together because we understand that if you might be really strong and technical, but there's some areas of your soft skills that technical could be developed. And we're going to look at your results quite holistically. So even if you're really strong in your soft skills and a bit lighter in your technical knowledge, we're going to look at them all together. So we're not just skimming the top here of both scores. We're really trying to evaluate where your strengths are and where you could have further development in, and we want to help you support that. So we want to support you in that. So that's why we do those 2 assessments together. From there, there's a video interview. There's 4 questions. They're non-technical, and you just record your answers to us, and we'll give you feedback on how that goes as well. The final step is a virtual half-day assessment center, which we call Grad Day, and it's a mixture of group activities, a technical component, and also an interview. So this is a very brief overview. There is a lot more information on our website, but if you do have any more questions, you're more than welcome to connect with me either on LinkedIn or flick us an email, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions. So that is basically my little spiel, but I'm going to let Ewan do a little bit of an intro about yourself, if that's okay. Putting you on the spot there.
Oh, it's absolutely fine. No, yeah, hey guys, so I am a graduate engineer in Xero. I finished uni last, I'd say November. I haven't graduated yet because it's been postponed, but yeah, it's I did software engineering down in Christchurch, and it's been a pretty wild ride with this grad program, just coming to sort of like the realization that I'm a grad now and not a uni student, and seeing all you guys here. It's pretty cool coming back to talking to UC. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thanks, Ewan. So we're going to just do a little bit of a Q&A with Ewan, and then we'll open it up to everyone else. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. I guess just to kick us off, what made you choose to apply to Xero?
Yeah, so I think towards sort of the end of uni, you sort of realize like the importance of like work-life balance and a good working environment. And like previously I did the internship, and that was sort of the first time where I experienced like a professional work environment with like people who do like professional stuff. And I don't remember thinking it like initially coming to it, I was like, this is so scary, but like going through that experience, it was kind of like, it was such a nice work experience with really nice people. And I remember thinking that I can get used to this, you know. And also another thing is like the rotational structure of the grad program is really alluring as like a student, a uni student, sort of being able to like jump between 4 different roles in the span of like a single year is such an awesome way to figure out like what you want to do in your career. And yeah, that was definitely, for me, it was definitely a great selling point with like the grad program.
Yeah, no, that's a great one to shout out, which I didn't actually mention too much about the rotational program. Yeah, no, that's a great one to shout out. Thanks for that. Yeah, so with our grad program in the technical program specifically, we do have 4 rotations. So if you are unsure about what you want to really focus on, this is a great opportunity for you to kind of try out, as Ewan said, 4 different roles, 4 different teams, 4 different ways of working, all within the space of a year. And through that, you do have the support of a people lead that's just dedicated to look after you throughout that whole time. So you're not dealing with too much change and too much things flipping around. You still have that one person you can go to. But yeah, it's a really great experience being able to try out different tech stacks and everything. So Ewan, what's your biggest advice for students that are in their final year?
I guess I'd probably say like be proactive with like taking new opportunities and sort of like immersing yourself with like new things, you know, like go off and kind of like try and get connected with new people, go to like careers fairs, like summer of tech events. And yeah, it's because like going through these sort of like type of events is such a boost in terms of making the most like professionally in your final year of uni. But that also applies like not just professional, not like work wise, also like socially as well. Like just go off and go to new clubs or like join new clubs, just meet new people. Another thing I'd probably say to back that up is like getting a good uni life balance is so important, especially like applying that to now. So like if you have a good uni life balance in uni, it would definitely carry over to like your profession, their like career. And yeah, I'd probably say that.
Yeah, no, that's so fair. And did you face any challenges going through the recruitment process? Any advice you give? And this could be for any role outside of this, outside of Xero as well.
Yeah. Kind of like backing up on that point is kind of like like uni life balance stuff. I think like with the final year, you have sort of like that additional pressure of like applying for jobs and sort of timing that at the start of the year, because that's when sort of grad program applications open up. So that was definitely like a challenge for me and a lot of my other friends who applied, because it's like it's hard to get sort of the motivation to apply for a role because you have so much to do in uni, like you have so much projects and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I said before, like having that like work life, uni life balance is so important to be able to like slot in little like 1 hour of like figure out what companies I want to apply, do some research and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And how would, so how would you, thinking back to before you started, I guess, how can a grad fresh out of uni best prepare for their first job as a engineer or just their first job in general?
Yeah. I think everyone's different, right? I think for me, honestly, just try and have a great summer, or like however many days you have before your job starts, because you realize that that's like the last like summer holiday that you have, which is wild. But like I guess like technically, yeah, try and do some like side like contract jobs, or like try and like do some personal projects as well, because yeah, you definitely want to keep sort of the technical gears like running, but at the same time, like you don't have to like make the most of it because you're gonna work next year anyway. Like so it's like yeah, just yeah, make the most of your summer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's so true. Like that's what we would recommend on our end as well. Like this is literally it's very rare to have that period of time where you don't have any like responsibilities, so to speak.
Yeah.
You kind of can just take that moment to yourself. You're out of uni and you're also like don't have to start your role just yet. So enjoy it. It doesn't last very long, so definitely enjoy it. Can you tell us a bit about any highlights that you've had in the grad program so far?
For me, I think it's been the grads, like just the grad cohort has been so lovely. It kind of like oftentimes it kind of feels like I'm back in uni and like we're just sort of messing around, and we like like when we don't know what to do, but we also know when it's time to do work, but like in a better way, because in uni I feel like when I know when it's time to do work, I start like talking and then before you know it's like sleep time. So like, but now it's like professional, so like I know when to start doing work. So yeah, no, for sure. I think the grads are great. It's kind of like going through your first year as like software engineer, or like just like any person after uni. It's like, oh, what am I doing? And I'm scared. I don't know what next year is going to look like and stuff like that. So going through it with like a grad cohort, also like mostly fresh out of uni, or like boot camp or something, it's great because you can sort of like riff around and kind of talk to one another and support one another, and also mess around and play pool. So
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
No, it's good that you're taking, I think we do take that balance quite seriously here at Xero. I think we really truly understand that people get burnt out quite quickly, and with grads, especially when you go from work, doing uni 24/7 and trying to find that balance in your life, having that structure can be a little bit difficult in the work life. So we do have our people leads that are very in tune to that, and they help support you transition. I think that's the point of the program, is to help that transitional period from studying to entering entering your first career, and setting you up for success there. So yeah. And last question from me, if you could go back and do one thing differently in the grad program, what would it be?
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, COVID sucks. So like we did like spend the first few weeks sort of remotely, which is like a privilege, like because it's so easy to work from home, and like not a lot of companies have like a really good work from home policy. But at the start, I did kind of like feel like we did kind of feel disconnected with each other, like as a grad cohort. So I'd probably say for that in that part, I would have come to the office more. But like rotation wise, like with the rotational program, like in mind, it's like every rotation is a different sort of vibe, like it's a different technical tech stack and what have you. So I did like a full stack rotation. I had sort of like a tricky situation of balancing like the kind of work that I want to do. And like by the end of the like maybe 3 weeks before the end of the rotation, I realized like I'd only been doing like one thing, like front end work, and not the other stuff. So yeah, I think if I could sort of do over rotation one, I would have spent more time like in the first week trying to figure out a strategy, how to get the most out of like my rotation, like technical wise, like sort of do, equally. But also like, yeah, so like non-technical wise, sort of like come to work a little bit more.
Yeah.
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 In person.
I'm going to throw another question out there as well, just if that's all right with you.
That's all good.
Yeah, can you walk me through what like a typical day looks like for you?
Yeah. That's so interesting because I feel like every day's been different. Like obviously there's that option to work from home. So it's like, like, and my mindset for that is like when I want to work from the office, I will decide in the morning as I wake up, because because like transport and stuff. So like, I'd say like office work, like an office day. I'd wake up and I would go to the office, obviously, and sort of like stand up with the team, just like a scrum ritual that you just, talk to the team what you've done and do some sort of like work, like proper work, and try to sort of focus on that particular hour. And then like if I'm tired, then I like see if like other grads are around. I'm like, do you guys want to play foosball or like table tennis or pool? And yeah, oh man, I'm really gonna go through my day. Like, are you sure? Like,
yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's something that I guess when you go through it, it doesn't seem like it's very different. It's like your normal, but I think for everyone else, it's quite valuable to know what actually happens on a day-to-day basis. I think that's something that
for sure. I mean, I'd probably say like between the span of like morning to lunchtime, I do like work, but also like I play pool and potentially, and also like meetings and stuff. It usually is a bunch of meetings to attend, but then they make coffee as well because there are coffee machines here that are free, and I think most of them are Havana, might be Halo, I don't know, but it's good coffee. It's good lovely coffee. So like lunchtime with the grads, we just pretty much like have one table to ourselves. It's like the big table that the wooden like bench looking big table that we want to like have, but like sometimes people sit there and we end up sitting like on the other tables. I like just chat and stuff, like pool. Sometimes we have lunch outside because the office like right in front of the in Wellington, it's right in front of the waterfront, so it's like really convenient. And then the rest of the day just pretty much just do some more work and catch up with people lead sometimes. We have like weekly catch-ups. We have this thing called donuts as well on Slack, which is kind of like you get matched with a random person to sort of like just talk, like just have a chat, like have a one-on-one. And at the end of the day, I'll go home. I might go to the gym or I'll go home and eat. But on Fridays we have Friday social now. So like that's the company sort of like Xero sort of has like brings out drinks and like both non-alcoholic and alcoholic, and like just food for us to eat. Lots of charcuterie boards, and like we had Hell's Pizza some time ago. So like it's great. And then this is sort of like from 4 to like 6:30. So we kind of just, as grads, we kind of just like, drink and like water and like play pool and like all that stuff. And it's really great. And sometimes we do BYOs as well after, and that's a grad thing. I don't know if I should go into that, but like it's just like apparently it's like a grad like ceremony that we just do BYOs. And yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's a
then go
really
home
great
and sleep.
community. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Awesome. We would love to open it up if you do have any questions about what our grad program looks like, or what the applications look like, anything about the jobs, anything you want. Feel free to chuck it in the chat, or if you're feeling brave, come off mute.
No need to be shy.
Yeah, no, don't all come at once. If you do end up having questions later on, we've got an email, so the gradcareers@xero.com email. So you're more than welcome to flick us a message there. Otherwise, we also have a link that's available on our website. Oh, we've got a question, amazing. But we've got a link on our website where you can actually book in time to speak to me. If you do have any questions that you want to just flesh out face to face, I'm more than happy to share that link with you guys. It is on our website. If you go to the Meet Us, you can book in a time with me. All right, so there's a question. So there are fairly flexible work from home arrangements after someone has completed the grad program. So I would let you answer that if you're comfortable, Ewan.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I think, yeah, like, because as grads, I think at the first, like maybe when people started coming back to work, we're like, damn, like, we wouldn't have the sort of like, we wouldn't have the guts to sort of be a little bit flexible with our work if we didn't see it in our like our team leads and like the other fellow developers in our team. So yeah, I think it's pretty flexible with it's like sort of there's sort of a obviously every team is different, but I've been in two teams and other teams that other grads have been in, and from what we've sort of experienced, it's like it is very flexible. It's sort of like based on kind of trust that as long as you're doing work and you're doing like good work, then it's like you want to take like 30 minutes off a day, then like it's fine. You want to take extra 15 minutes for lunch, maybe it's fine. I don't know, but I think a lot of people do it, so I'm leaning to think that it's kind of fine. But like it's really chill.
Yeah, so flexible work, you do get flexible working options in the grad program as well. Like it's kind of across the whole business. I don't think there's a separate policy for grads. It's across the business. You do have flexible working arrangements. So if you do want to work from home a couple times a week, you're more than welcome to do that. We were really big on letting you choose how you work best, whether that's in the office or whether that's at home. Everybody has their own preferences. There will be times, I think, specifically in the grad program, because you hang out with your people lead quite often and you kind of want to get into the teams and learn more about the teams. It's just easier to do that sort of engagement stuff in person. So there might be days that you do go in for a catch up with your manager, or like as Ewan said, like BYOs, or just lunch with your grad cohort. There's lots of stuff that we encourage you to come into the office for, but again, nobody's forcing anything on you. You do have the autonomy to kind of make that decision as and when. Yeah. Currently it's oh yeah, sorry, did you want to carry you go Ewan.
I was just gonna quickly like slide in and say something about like ownership, like how sort of like one of the like hashtags is like ownership, and that sort of mostly applies to like ownership of what you're doing, like the product that you're making and stuff like that. But at the same time, with like the flexibility, it's kind of both ways. You feel kind of ownership over your day as well, and it's a pretty good feeling. It's like it's something that you don't realize you need, but like now that I have sort of flexibility, and I'm not I'm not like just because it's flexible doesn't mean like people sort of like go off and not do work. It's more like flexible because you have that extra ownership of your day, and that you know, like translates to the product that you make as well, I think.
No, that's a really good shout out for sure. Yeah. I also want to highlight that there's no remote working. It's not remote working at the moment for the grad program, but after you finish the grad program, there is that option if you do want to go and get a remote role at Xero. There is that option there if you if that's something that you want to look into. But the grad program, we just find so much value from you guys learning with the team and getting involved and having that community that we think it's kind of important that it's not remote working. But again, as Ewan said, lots of ownership here, so you can work where you work best, but there'll be opportunities for you to come into the office as well. Awesome. We've got another question here. Do you prefer to take a grad who has interned with you at Xero? So the way our internship works is ideally we do offer all of our interns that do go through the program with us. They most of the time all get a grad role at the end of it. So they're not. So yeah, sure, we do prefer to take a grad that's interned at Xero, but they would have already gotten an offer. So for example, the interns that interned with us over the summer that just went, they've already all got the offer. They've already all got offers to come back as a grad next year. Does that make sense? So, but we still have a lot of we've still got a lot of opportunities for grads that haven't interned with us to join us as grads. We have more roles available in our grad program than in our internship. So we're more than welcome to take anyone. We don't look at that and prefer someone over the other because the interns have already had offers. Not sure if that fully makes sense. Let me know if I can elaborate a bit further on that, Ryan. Josiah's got another great question. What countries does Xero operate in? All right, this is really going to test us. I know that there's an office. There's Toronto, North America. We're in Denver. I think we're in Milton Keynes in the UK. I think we're opening in London as well. We're in Melbourne, Canberra.
Singapore?
What was that?
Singapore?
Singapore, yes, Singapore. Where else? Trying to think. We're in so many different countries. So many different countries. Yeah. I can't think of anywhere else. Yeah. We're definitely in a few more. I'm just searching it up now. Okay, Perth, Brisbane, Sydney, Napier and Hawke's Bay. We're in Manchester, New York, San Francisco. I can't believe I forgot about New York, San Francisco, Hong Kong, Cape Town, and I think that's it. Awesome.
Yeah, I feel like you can kind of tell with that because like I get a message at like, I don't know, 12 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And like, wow, because it's like daytime in like the States.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do work with other people from our overseas offices as well. There's no expectation for you to kind of reply to their messages in the evening,
yeah,
but they just,
sure.
yeah, they kind of, we do work together quite often. Amazing. Any other questions? Feel free to fire them off. Awesome. Okay, well, if there isn't any other questions, yeah, you're more than welcome to, again, flick us a message on our email if you do, if something does come up that you'd really like, yeah, an answer on. More than happy to be checking that. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending. Really appreciate your time here.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you, Ewan. Natalie, would you mind putting that grad email address in the chat box, please?
Yeah, sure thing. Let me just pop that in now.
And like, yeah, feel free to add me on LinkedIn, guys. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
there
get
you
my connections.
Awesome, thank you. Same here if you do want to add me on LinkedIn. Amazing, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Natalie and Ewan, for your time. We really appreciate it.